Hello everybody, I am at it again with another video after the one I just posted. I really wanted to add this in the other video that I posted, but of course it went over and it was just of course too long, so I just couldn't add it. And it also didn't really match what the concept of the video was going to, but I really wanted to talk about how I'm just so grateful and happy to see African American women uplifting other African American women and creating platforms on YouTube and Instagram for African American women to have access to seeing how to um, increase their beauty and increase their health and wellness and increase their chances of getting a high value man and being able to see how useless a lot of these African American men are and how they put, African American women down and their looks and all of that and end up going and pursuing of course, their preference of women, which is light skinned, ambiguous, or European American women, and how African American women can, be more open to interracial dating and travel, and that all comes with getting a high value man, and being treated like you're worthy of that, and stop having African American men make fun of you and post you on Instagram and Twitter and all this and make fun of you and compare you to certain things like apes and all of this and body shame you about your weight. And when you end up being an African American woman and you get a man that is not of African descent, you're shamed for it. Yet all these African men can go out and date somebody who is not a person of color, or is a person of color but isn't like an African person. And you see it all the time. You see it everywhere you go. I see it everywhere I go. And they shame their own women, the women they come from, but they will never date an African American woman they will never date them long term. Whenever they can get a way out, they will. And then in turn, that second woman that they have is a woman that is either European American or mixed or racially ambiguous. And we see this a lot with celebrity African American men. And again, we see it a lot with men who aren't famous. And it's just, we all know the ordeal with that. And I'm just happy that African American women are stepping out and they're learning and they're trying to, do better and see better and open their mind up to the possibilities that they deserve to be creative, they deserve to be happy, they deserve to step out and actually have a life of their own without depending on an African American man who, one, wouldn't fight for them, and two, just continues to degrade them. A great example of this was, I remember everybody's been talking about the Kevin Samuels interview that the 135-year-old woman had with him, and I could not bear to watch the whole thing. I did, or at least parts of it, but I couldn't bear to see the way he spoke to her and how he put her down, pretty much saying she would die alone and that she wasn't qualified and to have a high value man, and all of this, and that she was average and all of this. And another bad thing is, we still have a lot of African American women who want validation from men who will not, who don't care for them, who don't want them, who continuously put them down. And getting validation from a man like that, you're just going to feel more useless and unworthy than what you already felt. And she was humiliated all over social media and YouTube. I mean, so many people saw that, and one, she didn't need validation from him. She didn't. And it's sad because she even put herself down. She said, "Oh, without makeup I'm a 5, but with makeup on I'm a 6." Really? Come on now. I thought she was beautiful. I looked at her and I thought she was beautiful. And coming from a man, a gay man, it's just like, yeah, I may not date women, but I can see a woman's beauty and say, yeah, you're very beautiful. And She was. And it's like all these beautiful women, especially African American women or just African women in general, are so beautiful. And they can't see that. A lot of them can't see that because they're so used to this standard of beauty, which is, we know, whiteness. And that they conform to that and they see that as it being the only thing. And it's sad because, you know, I see now African American women getting out there and actually changing their lives and doing what can be done, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And I also see the fact that, you know, I give props to people like Paris Milan, to Chrissy, of course. I talk about Chrissy a lot. To the Pink Pill, I give props to the Pink Pill a lot. To Imi Loho, I give props to Imi Loho a lot. To people like Tanya TKO, who always has me cracking up. Like, she just always has me laughing. And I just appreciate them for having a platform for women, for African American women and women of color, and helping women stick together and in this time, because, you know, African American women are the most disrespected women in the world. And it's sad because, you know, people know that. And when African women get upset and they're trying to speak about their upset, nobody cares. But then you wonder why they're still getting upset, why they're depressed, why they're lonely. And this is why they gotta learn how to date out, how to be, you know, open to different possibilities and different types of men, and enhancing, you know, how they see beauty and taking care of themselves and health and wellness, and all of these things go into that as well, and a healthy mindset. Um, you know, we see, like, another great example other than the Kevin Samuel situation was, I was actually just watching Paris Milan speak about Gabrielle Sidibe, and her her husband was a European man. Well, not husband, but they're engaged. And I guess African American men were so mad and they had so much to say about it. But it's like, you guys date out all the time. You guys go out and do what you want to do, but you want African women to wait on you, or African women to not be happy and to sit here and not grow their lives, or be able to experience what they need to experience, or push for their health and wellness, or push for their beauty, or push for their corrective promotion. You get mad at that, but you push and promote light-skinned mixed women, you promote white women, you promote all these other types of women, but you don't promote your own. So it's like, what do you expect? Like, don't get upset if you don't care for them. Don't get upset. Don't worry about what they're doing. There's no reason for you to be concerned at that. You know, let them move on. Let them move on from you, because you're not giving them anything. You don't want to give them anything. You just want them to stay in their place and hold back. And that's not what's going to happen. Black women are finally getting out there and doing what they want to do. And I like that. And I think another big thing is, you know, going back to the Gabrielle Sidibe situation is, you know, they wanted to compare her to another woman who was supposed to be skinny and fit and prettier to them, and hair and everything. And it's like, you African American men want to pin women against each other all the time, especially when you're putting Gabrielle Sidibe, who's lost some weight but is overweight and is not racially ambiguous, um, but she's beautiful, and to a woman who's skinny, lighter toned, fit, looks racially ambiguous, etc. Look, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. And then when you're caught in a lot, when you're caught in what you did, you want to apologize and you want to sit here and say, "Oh, I didn't mean that. She was beautiful. She's a beautiful black woman to me." No, she's not. You're saying that so that you're saying that to get these people that were there for you back on your side. It's like, my grandmother always told me, and I will always stick by this. The first things that come out your mouth is what you mean. Even if you apologize for it, the first thing that you say out of your mouth is what you mean. So apologizing does not fix that. I mean, yeah, we could be like, "Oh, okay," but you meant what you said. Don't try to correct it now. So I just really am enjoying this rise in African women's confidence and their beauty and their health and their wellness and them dating out, and also just like them getting their natural hair together and makeup, learning what makeup goes for them, and like I don't know, I just really love to see the community between all of these women, and people love to see African American women or Black women or African women in general against one another, and now we're starting to see them come together, and it's like I love it. I love it. What African men need to worry about, these colorist, futurist, hyper masculinated, um, brainwashed, whatever. I don't know what to call you guys, but anyways, you guys need to focus on other men. Focus on other things, because leave African American women alone. They are working on themselves. You need to work on yourself, because really the problem is you you men are the men that need to be taking charge in the African community. You need to be taking charge and fixing the problems and issues that are going on, being a man. But you're not. You're not. And that's just what it is. Now, I'm not going to put this on all African American men or African men in general, but majority I am. And we know this already. But I just wanted to make this video and just really tell African American women that I'm so happy for you, and I see you, and you're beautiful, and I'm happy to see you grow and continue to move forward. Like I'm excited to see the future of what this is gonna be, and yeah, it may not fully come for another 50 years, but it's starting, and like I'm just excited. So yeah, all right, bye guys.